Okay, so our first recipe is oats, and that might sound really basic, but it's actually super delicious and quick and pretty healthy to have in the morning. And I guess it's kind of healthy all the time. I don't know why I said that. So I'm adding 3/4 cup of quick oats or rolled oats, and I'm also adding 1 cup of plant milk. You can also use normal milk. So I have that on a medium flame, and I'm just stirring that. You don't need to stir it a bunch or stir it the whole time that it's on the stove. Just give it a quick mix the first time so that you don't have to constantly mix it. So the next ingredient is flax seeds. So these are optional. You could use chia seeds if you don't have flax seeds, but these just help bind it together, and these gel up, and you might have heard them as a vegan substitute for eggs because they're so good at binding things together. So I think that's really good in oats. And I'm also adding an extra splash of milk. So one thing about oats in general is that add how much ever milk or oats that you want, because some people like their oats kind of liquidy and some people like them kind of stiff. So this is what they should look like. You can stop right here, but there are a few ingredients that I really recommend adding. I'm cutting up 1 banana, which is an optional ingredient, but it kind of softens in the oatmeal and brings a new flavor and texture to the oatmeal. So I really enjoy adding bananas into my oatmeal. I do it all the time now. And you want to fold that in just to make sure you don't mash the banana. I'm also adding some more milk. Again, add as much milk as you want. So now are the toppings. I'm doing stewed frozen berries. So this is a mixed berry blend that goes in the freezer, and when you microwave it, they become softer. So this is 30 seconds and this is 60 seconds. So do whatever you like, or microwave them for as long as you like. So I'm putting my oatmeal into a bowl and just placing my berries onto my oatmeal, and I'm also adding some peanut butter. I like peanut butter. I just love peanut butter in general. I could have it with literally everything. I'm also adding some Hemp Hearts, which are optional again, and that's pretty much it. They're really quick and easy, and yeah, our next recipe is a frozen mango smoothie bowl, which is really good for school because it's really quick and cool and easy to make. So I'm adding banana and frozen mango. You can add other frozen fruits too, like berries. I'm also adding some lime juice because I think it makes it taste a little better. I'm also adding some almond or nut milk. You can add normal milk, obviously. Yeah, add how much ever you want. And I'm also putting in some oats just for the sake of doing that. So if you have a blender like me, I have a NutriBullet. It's going to be kind of hard to blend at first. So you're going to have to shake it like up and down to make sure the frozen fruit goes everywhere, and it'll take a second for the blender to actually start blending it, but soon enough it'll look like this. And so just let it go a couple seconds once it's like that, and it'll still come out pretty thick. Just make sure you get all the frozen fruit from the sides.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now I'm putting my smoothie into a bowl, and it took me forever to realize how to get it in because I was hoping it would just come out nicely, but it didn't want to. So I'm struggling a lot, and it finally occurred to me that I would just have to use a spoon. So here's that. So as you can see, it's still really nice and thick and yellow, which is how I like smoothie bowls, really colorful. And I'm spreading that out evenly. You don't need to do this, obviously. I'm just making a YouTube video, so it has to look nice. So now I'm adding almonds. You can also use other nuts like cashews or walnuts. When you use smoothie bowls, you can literally do anything. It doesn't matter. This is just a serving suggestion. I'm also adding hemp hearts, which I add on literally every single YouTube video I have probably. But I still like them, so I'm putting them on here. So I'm trying to make like an arc shape. And these are chia seeds, and I'm going to sprinkle those in that same arc shape just to make it look really nice and cool. And now I'm adding some honey. This is sped up, so it looks really super fast. I'm not going that fast. But that is it. It's super delicious. The mango's super fresh, and you get like the crunch of the nuts and the seeds, sweetness of the honey. It's great for online school and is also really filling. So I hope you can try this one out. Our next recipe are the best banana pancakes. I'm making them blueberry by adding blueberries on them when I'm cooking them on the stove, but you can just have them like this. So as you can see, I'm just cutting up one banana and peeling it into fourths, or cutting it into fourths and mashing it. You want to make sure there are no chunks, because I personally don't enjoy like the chunks of banana in the pancakes. And now I'm adding 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. White vinegar will do, and giving that a quick mix again. Now I'm adding 2/3 cup of milk. You can use any milk. You can use plant milk too, so like an almond milk would be fine, but this one's good too. And I'm adding 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder, which seems like a lot, but I mean it is a lot, but it makes the pancakes really fluffy. So you should have bubbles after you mix it, just like this. And I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes. And so this is what it'll look like. It'll look a little bubbly. Now I'm adding my salt, so it's just about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt into here. And I'm mixing that too. And I'm adding 1 tablespoon of sweetener. You can use sugar, but here I have a monk fruit sweetener, which is just an alternative for sugar. And I'm going to switch to a whisk and whisk that up again. You really want to make sure there's bubbles. If not, you might want to add a little more baking soda. And now I'm adding 1 egg into my batter. And again, a little trick is if you have shells in the batter, you can use the egg shell to pick it up. Now I'm adding 1/2 cup of almond flour and 1 cup of wheat flour. You can use any flour really. And now I'm just going to mix that up. Make sure that egg white is fully incorporated into the batter. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Again, use any oil that you have. And whisking that too. And then I'm also adding about a tablespoon more of milk. So if your batter is really thick, add more. Okay, so I'm preheating my oven, or preheating my oven. I'm putting my stovetop to medium heat and applying some butter. And once that is done, I'm putting about a 1/3 cup. And I don't know if you can see this. It's going super slow, but it's growing. So that's exactly what you want. I'm adding my blueberries, which are optional. And after a good couple of seconds, not 1 minute about, make sure it comes off easily and just flip it. So this is a color that I like, maybe a little lighter, but that's all. So just keep making your pancakes. I think one that size and a few smaller ones are good for a serving size. Now I'm adding a bunch of berries. I have strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries here. And this is some melted peanut butter. I love peanut butter with like an undying love for it. And so I'm adding a lot. So I have Hemp Hearts, cinnamon, maple syrup, all of that. So this is what it looks like. This is kind of inspired by Linda Sun. She has these really good pancakes, but this isn't the same recipe, obviously. But I hope that you get to try some of these. They're all super healthy. Well, this one isn't as healthy, but it's good on a weekend. And please sure you like and subscribe to this video if you found this video helpful. All the recipes are in the description box below.